Good evening and welcome to a new episode of our program, The Daily Debates. Wednesday evening, I'm Yasmin Bakir, and tonight we're going to be shedding light on the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development, as it had mentioned that Egypt had spent 1.7 trillion Egyptian pounds on infrastructure. Now, of course, Egypt during the past 6 years has spent in a total of 1.7 trillion Egyptian pounds in different projects, ranging from all the way to infrastructure, as well as construction, medical equipment, the healthcare sector in general, urbanization, manufacturing, telecommunication and information technology, as well as digitalization. And of course, we've seen, and we always are seeing regularly the president inaugurating various projects, whether they are infrastructural projects or even factories, and all pouring into the economic cycle of Egypt. Now, despite the fact that the COVID-19 pandemic has put the entire world on a stalemate from an economic perspective, yet according to the international reports, Egypt's performance economically has been stable and did not decrease to the extent that other developed countries have decreased. And that's because the planning and administration here in Egypt, when it comes to development, is working on 24 hours based, 24/7, as they say. I know a lot of people who barely take a break or breath just to keep up to the deadlines that are set for them to develop, to finish the projects that are required. We're going to be talking more about these projects, what's expected to be inaugurated, and basically the entire administrative system that has been proven to be successful here in Egypt during the past 6 years. But before that, let's start with a report, not a report, rather a short top story. And the White House said earlier today that the U.S. President Joe Biden believes that it is the responsibility of social media sites to stop the amplification of incorrect information. Now, this came shortly after the censorship board of the social networks voted to support Trump's ban on Facebook platform permanently after his account was suspended for a month ago for inciting the violence that led to riots on January the 6th. At the same time, the council criticized the nature of the ban decision, which was approved at the time by Facebook because the network did not set it within the specific time limit. Now, that seems to be a very interesting piece of information, because it has been forever the negotiations and debate on how to regulate the information that is being cycled on or rotated on social media, on its credibility, and putting it in a form of a legal format. So we're going to go back and discuss the topic that I've mentioned earlier, but before we introduce our guest in the studio, let's take a look at this first report. And President Sisi inspects the construction project